Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Just as usual, we're going to add some people so we can get the ball going. Just adding people to this line. Just adding so we can start shortly. It's going to start soon, and we can have a good conversation, and hopefully that you're going to have some questions because this is all about sugar. All right. And if you can't hear the fan, just let me know, but probably would not turn it off because it is hot, so it will be, you will hear that in the background, but you will still be able to hear my voice. So we are going to soon get started, and as usual I will start with our theme song for the night, and it is always going to be soca music, so yeah. Some of you might know this song. Show your sweetness, all of your sweetness. Show your sweetness, all your sweetness. It's a sweet, a sweet. All right. I'm just going to get the ball going. People will join in. If you are here for the live, hello, hello. If you are watching the replay, hello, hello to you as well. So tonight's Perimenopause Chit Chat is, you're sweet already, so you don't really need more sugar. And we're going to be talking about how sugar is going to impact on your perimenopause symptoms. It actually made them worse. So when we talk about sugar, sugar is usually, you will think about things like your sweet biscuits, your soft drinks, cakes, pastries, sweeties, things that you will find in the snack aisle, and thinking, okay, these are the sugary things, so once I don't use those, that I'm fine. But letting you know that once something is not a protein or a fat, it is going to be broken down into sugar. How fast this is going to be broken down into sugar depends on the type of carbohydrate it is. So the ones that are ultra processed, which would be in those things that I mentioned before, even in your white flour products like your pasta, rice is going to break down quickly, those types of things, even the potato chips that you might buy from the supermarket, those are going to break down quickly, and they are going to be sugar. It's going to be sugar that is going into your body. And sugar is also in condiments like ketchup, your barbecue sauce. So you might go to a fast food restaurant and they can put this mystery sauce on your chicken. That's also sugar. And then sometimes when you look at a package, it might have something saying high fructose corn syrup. That is sugar as well. So all of these things, all of these are sources of sugar, and these are going to negatively impact your perimenopause symptoms. And men, if you are here as well, this is some good information that you can share with your partner, and you should be watching your sugar levels regardless. So how exactly does it impact your perimenopause symptoms? So we know some of these symptoms would be the main symptoms that women talk about, but these are not the only symptoms, will be things like brain fog, weight gain, especially around the tummy, hot flashes. You have things like vaginal dryness. You might have itchiness of the skin, dryness of the skin, issues with your eyes, your ears, things like that. And that is because you have a whole set of estrogen receptors all over your body, as well as progesterone. And just a reminder of what happens is that you get some of these symptoms because estrogen is like that person that is going to sometimes come in, go out, in, out, up, down, left, right. And progesterone is just steadily declining and leaving the scene until she's going to be like, bye Felicia, I out of here. So estrogen, good night Cecilia J. So estrogen is that hormone that helps with insulin sensitivity. So that's just a fancy word to say estrogen helps you to get some of the excess sugar along with the help of insulin into your cells. So when estrogen is declining, your body is not having that extra help. So insulin it does not have its sidekick anymore to give it extra help. And then when progesterone is declining, progesterone is that hormone that is the like zen calming hormone. So when she is exiting, that means symptoms like anxiety and depression are going to go up. So that is why you need to really focus on your diet, because your diet is going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting when these two hormones decide to be like, deuces, I out of here, peace out. So what happens when you have a lot of sugar in your diet and you have your hormones declining, which are not protecting you anymore? Sugar is going to deplete, or is going to block the absorption of nutrients that you need that will help with perimenopause symptoms. So one of those big nutrients that it is going to deplete is magnesium. So let me give you a rundown of what magnesium does and its role in perimenopause. Magnesium helps you to sleep. A lot of women suffer from insomnia. Magnesium helps with insulin sensitivity. Low magnesium means that you're going to get insulin resistance, which is also called prediabetes. So when your insulin is low, you're going to be more predisposed to that, and also belly fat. Magnesium helps with depression. And remember, progesterone is leaving. So if you have a lot of sugar, it's going to deplete magnesium, which can lead to depression. Magnesium also helps with brain fog, with hot flashes. And again, that is another symptom of perimenopause. So magnesium is needed for over 300 functions in the body. Magnesium also helps with the detoxification process, where it is removing excess estrogen, which sometimes perimenopause is sometimes a symptom of too much estrogen compared to progesterone. So magnesium is needed to move some of that out to your body. And if you are low in magnesium, then you've got problems. You're going to have sugar cravings and things like that. So that is one nutrient that is depleted from too much sugar in your diet, and that leads to some of these perimenopause symptoms. It also depletes calcium. Calcium, as we know, is needed for strong, dense bones. Low calcium, which is going to predispose you to osteopenia, which can go into osteoporosis. And we know with osteoporosis, that is brittle bones, and if you fall and you break a hip, the likelihood of you surviving is only a year, and then you're done. So sugar depletes calcium, low calcium, osteoporosis, and could also be related to thyroid function as well, because you need calcium and vitamin D for your thyroid function, which all of these ball up, which is another story. But yes, vitamin C, it depletes vitamin C, and I think all of us know that vitamin C helps with your immune system. So in perimenopause, your system going through that transition, recalibration, your system is already inflamed. It is inflamed. So when you do not have the protective mechanism of vitamin C, your estrogen and things like that, dumping in a whole set of sugar is like pelting gasoline on a campfire. So you know, if a campfire gets gasoline on it, is poof, blowing up, everything done, shut down. So that is what is happening. So you can understand that sugar, too much sugar, is a problem. So all of these things that you like your cookies, your sweet desserts after a meal and things like that, yes, they make you feel good. And sometimes women go to sugar because it helps with her emotions and as a coping mechanism. But if you have so much sugar in your diet, missing out on all the other things, like missing out on your vegetables, your proteins, your good fats, your complex carbohydrates, and just loading your body with a lot of sugar, and then wondering why again these perimenopause symptoms, are just thinking, oh, I am in perimenopause, so that's why I'm getting these symptoms. It is related to your diet as well. Yes, the two hormones that are leaving the scene are part of the issue, but a poor diet contributes to that. So I'm not going to be here that long, trying not to go too in depth, but the sugar, and especially if you already have insulin resistance, if you already have PCOS, you can't be eating junk. I can be straight with you. You can't be eating junk. This is no time for you to be like playing around and saying, oh, what I did in my 20s or in my 30s, it might still work. Newsflash, it is not going to work. You do not tolerate sugar that well. So you have to pay attention to your diet. So you might be wondering like how you're supposed to change your diet and things like that. The basics never fail. The things that you know from kindergarten, reception, those are the things that you know. So let me tell you. All right, I can get to your question. So for example, let me tell you how a client that I had, she did a 12-week nutrition coaching program with me, and her issue is because she was having a lot of hot flashes. So let me put this in here. If you are having significant hot flashes, do not ignore that and say, oh, it's just another hot flash. There is research that says that the frequency of hot flashes can put you at a higher risk for dementia. Alzheimer's is a form of dementia. So there are different types of dementia. So just putting that there. So do not ignore some of these symptoms, because these symptoms can be worse, can have ripple effects for your future. So they had a client, and she was on, she was a sweet baby, a sweet tooth. So thinking like things like going to the snack machine at work and getting Snickers and getting chocolate biscuits, using the frappuccinos and the cappuccinos and coffee and hot chocolate mixed together. And we already know that the hot chocolates mixes are full of sugar. The ice cream, she had light ice cream. It was all of these sweet things, and her diet was lacking in things like protein and good fats. So we gradually worked in terms of increasing the protein, and she was snacking a lot in between too. And that is one of the things as well. When you have a high sugar diet, you are going to have significant cravings, and you're just going to want to be eating, because what your body registered is that when you eat these things, your body says, thank you for the meal, but I'm still looking for these nutrients. Feed me again. Right? So just putting that there. So instead of, and this is going to answer Cecilia J's question, to do a no sugar diet as a way to help you decrease your, if you asking if it's wise, with this particular diet, with this particular client, sorry, I am going to tell you, most people cannot do a straight cutoff. Like one day you using a lot of sugary products and then the next day you decide to say, I done eating sugar. You are going to literally be like a crack addict. You're going to go through serious withdrawals and the cravings will be very unbearable for some people, and that makes you even eat more sugar or look for more sugary things. So with this particular client, instead of telling her that she has to cut out everything, it was a gradual decrease. So it was more in terms of increasing things like protein in her diet, and then that balance started to shift. So once she was here with sugar, and then once we started to increase protein, the sugar cravings and things like that started to decrease. So that's why I'm telling you that your nutrition is going to play a very, very big role in terms of your perimenopause symptoms. And I would say that if you go to somebody and they tell you that, oh, you just got to eat less and move more, especially if you're looking to deal with the weight gain, that is not the approach for you. You have to think about eating to balance your hormones, and that is one of the things that I do with clients. So if it is that you're struggling, because I know, I can tell you, I know from experience, and I know from people that come to me, it is trying all of these different things, this diet, that diet, the cucumber diet, cabbage diet, fasting, just going on fruits. I can tell you, do not just go on fruits and think you're detoxing, because your liver needs certain nutrients like protein to detox. So, and green leafy vegetables have high sources of magnesium. Fruits do not necessarily have those things. So when you are going around looking for all these different things and realizing that you're spinning in mud, that is what usually happens when women come to me, because they have tried all of these different things. But it is a matter of, yes, you know what you're supposed to do, but what I typically do is sit with you, kind of hold you. I do a lot of hand holding and work with you to work with improving your diet. So once you improve your diet, that is where the symptoms are going to decrease. They might not go away totally, but they will improve. And again, I can tell you, the sugar, you gotta cut down. You have to cut down on the sugar. So even if you might not be ready to work with somebody like me in Barbados, I don't know where some of you are. You might not be in Barbados right now, but in Barbados, there's usually this thing called the No Sugar November Challenge, and there are different tiers. There's bronze, silver, and gold, and it varies in terms of whether you add sugar to things like tea, if you decrease sugary products totally. And I would say that there are thoughts on dairy. I will come back with that because we're talking about sugar right now. So I will come back to that in terms of dairy. In terms, you might be wondering about the lactose, I will come back to that. But again, with the No Sugar November Challenge, that is a way for you to actually start to decrease some of the sugar levels if you don't want to go cold turkey. Some people just rough like that and savage and can go cold turkey, but most people cannot. So I would say that is a way for you to start. And I am toying with the concept or the thought of having a free community where you can actually start and get support, but we'll be starting with this challenge. I told you with it, I ain't decided for doing it yet, but y'all could tell me yeah or nay if that is something, and it means that you will have to participate. It doesn't mean that you're going to come in the community and be a lurker and just watching and doing nothing, because at the end of the day, you have to implement. All of us know a lot of things. We know that sugar is like the number one thing that is going to like skin me up, but it's to implement these things. Liz World telling me do it. No problem. I gotta get more like people saying yeah, Rennie, do the thing. But yeah, so that is like basically it. So just to sum up in a nutshell, sugar is going to contribute to your perimenopause symptoms, especially things like the weight gain around your tummy, can contribute to insomnia, can contribute to hot flashes, can contribute to brain fog. I call all of them. Yeah, those are the main ones. And you must think about the fact that you don't have those two girlfriends, estrogen and progesterone, that will help to buffer some of the effects of the sugar, because them like leaving the scene, then tell you, bye Felicia, my job pretty much done. I done with this. So when you got the two of them exiting and you got sugar there, it's like you have, as I said, you have that protection, that extra layer of protection is stripped away. So that means that your diet, your lifestyle has to fill that void. So remember that sugar is going to deplete magnesium. Magnesium is that one supplement, one nutrient, one mineral that will help a lot of your symptoms. So if you infuse your diet with a lot of sugar, and as I said, it's not only from sweet things, it is from processed foods and not getting in enough protein and good fats, that combination is the problem. If you already have insulin resistance, pre-diabetic, PCOS, and going through perimenopause, you got to be strict with your diet, or else these symptoms are going to lash you. And some of these symptoms have rippling effects. Like for example, as I said before, hot flashes. When you keep getting hot flashes constantly, it affects your brain and puts you at higher risk for things like dementia, and Alzheimer's is a form of dementia, right? Yes! Tiny whiny. I see you doing so. So you have to be like vigilant. You ain't got no choice. Just in the same way that you could plan a trip, because I know some of you are real good at planning trips and vacations. Plan your meals and pay attention. But if it is that you got problems with planning, I say, girl, to help you. And I'm not going to give you a meal plan. I work with you to find out how things are going to best work with you. So with that being said, let me just go and see what questions I have. Cecilia J, I think you pronounced it right. Tell me if I had answered your question, because I think I did. But don't go cold turkey, or else you can be like a crackhead, where the withdrawal symptoms will be very intense, that you need the sugar. So do something like the No Sugar November challenge, or just gradually increase your vegetables. Thoughts on dairy? I don't know exactly what you want to find out about dairy. If you're asking about the lactose in dairy, that is the milk sugar in dairy, that of itself is not, I don't think that's going to spike insulin levels that much. But dairy of itself can cause problems. It is the A1 protein in dairy, casein, that causes problems with some people and can actually make some of these perimenopause symptoms worse. It can cause inflammation. Some women are going to be sensitive to that, and it can actually spike some histamine levels. And when women are experiencing symptoms, they might think that is related to perimenopause, but really and truly is related to the issues with dairy. Dairy also can be, the casein as well, is inflammatory, so it can cause a lot of mucus buildup. And as I said before, when you are inflamed, nothing ain't gonna work good. And in perimenopause transition is already an inflammatory state, so you pelting these things on top of it can make things worse. All right, let me see. No, cut out the milk. Cut out. So let me see. some women are fine with dairy, but as I said, dairy, it can be inflammatory, especially if it is A1, which is cow's dairy. If you must use dairy, I would say go for dairy that is from anything that is made with goat's milk. That does not have in the A1 casein protein that is problematic for a lot of women. Greek yogurt as well, that is not too much of a problem, especially if it's high in protein, but usually plain and not Greek yogurt that is laced with sugar, that is not going to help. So let me know if that answers your question, Tiny Whiny _ 98. So while I wait, oh there. While I wait, because we are coming up to the time that yes, I have to be off. So playing the outro song. This was the intro song. This is now going out. Good stuff. So if you have any more questions or if you want to work with me, you can always check the link in my bio to get a consultation, because the thing is, you do not have to suffer through perimenopause. You don't got to suffer through these symptoms. You do not have to be looking to overwhelm yourself, because I know that many of you might be on YouTube, might be on Instagram, might be on TikTok, searching all of these different resources that are telling you different things. But if you pick up, but I will say, if you follow quality resources, they are going to have the same recommendations. A whole unprocessed diet, which means that is an anti-inflammatory diet, which means that it is a hormone balancing diet. So that is going to be the main thing. The things that you know from reception, from kindergarten, those are the main things. But if you need help implementing, you could check me out. I can help you with that. So that being said, enjoy your weekend. Do things sweet for yourself, but not to eat too much sweet things. And I will see you next week. Bye. Life. Oh, you're welcome, Liz World. Oh. Bye, everyone.